In this video, we're going to unbox Pixicade. I was walking through Walmart one day recently, and I saw this, and it's like, make your own game. How could that possibly work, and could it be any good? And so it was about 20 bucks. I purchased it, and now we're both going to go ahead and explore and see how this works. So you can see the cover of the box. It looks like there's a bunch of hand-drawn images on it. And on the back of the box, it has some rudimentary instructions. You get some markers, 3 books, and a couple of QR codes. It's supposed to be ages from 10 and up, and it can be down to age 6 if they have some help. So let's go ahead and open this. So you can see that we have some markers, an instruction sheet, and some other things. So let's take them out. So here's the markers. That looks like the QR codes and the instructions. There's book 1, book 2, and book 3, and nothing else. Looking at the markers first, we have purple, green, red, blue, and black. Let's set those aside for now. Let's take a look at the instructions. On the first page, it has the start here. The first step says download the Pixicade app onto your phone. It works on iOS and Android. You open the app, you create your account. You select yes when asked if you have the Pixicade box, and then you scan your QR code. You need one QR code for each device. So you can only do 2 devices. You need parental consent. You're going to be creating a profile. And it looks like this game is meant to be interactive. Like you want to have your friends buy the game and then you can share them back and forth. On page 3, it gives you some general how-tos on how to make the game. On page 4, it talks about sharing your game and how to do that. On the 5th page, it talks about sharing your games. There is a lot of concern, or at least they mentioned at least 3 times, about users under 13s on getting permission and how to play safely online. The kind of cool thing here is you can create a game room, invite your friends to the game rooms. You and your friends can add your own games to that room and play them with each other. And then on the last page, it's an FAQ page. It is rather complete, or at least it seemed to answer a lot of my questions when I looked at it. So that's the instructions. We have book 1, book 2, and book 3. Book 1 says, let's make games. So you open them up. On the inside cover, it gives you some quick instructions on how to play the game or how to make a game. And so you draw it, you take a picture of it with your iPad or your smartphone, and then you get to play it on that device. What I finally understand now is that each of the markers represents the color of an object, and that object has certain limitations or abilities, like it becomes an active item once you upload it to the Pixicade app. So here is a sample game that you can take a picture of and try. We're going to do that in just a minute. But when you flip the page here, this shows you what each of the markers do. So black is basically space or immovable objects. Green is going to be your avatar, so that would be your character. Red is a hazard, so in the sample here, it looks like it's fire that you have to avoid. Blue is a goal, and so that might be a coin or something that you collect. And then purple are objects that can be moved. So in the sample game here, we have green as you as you're going to be playing. You're going to be looking to catch the stars. You're looking to avoid the fire. And you can move these blocks in order to use them in some way to help you. So at this point, we're going to be switching to my iPad, where I'm going to set up my account and see how to play this sample game. Here we are on the iPad and on the account creation screen of Pixicade. You will enter a username, a password, and the month and year of the child's birthday. You also have several icons or avatars that you can choose from, and you can change those also later. And then you also have terms of service and privacy policy options, and I've looked at those, and they're your pretty much standard account. When done, make sure that you verify or check the agreement there and then say create account. Enter your email address, and you will have to verify this at some point. So make sure you go to the email and verify it. This is going to be the parental authority. If you have the box and the QR code, you can click yes, but if you don't have that yet, you can click not yet and do a trial and just see what it's like on the inside. So you can go ahead and download it. There's nice little tutorials on how to do everything. You do need to be careful with the QR code. Make sure that you don't select the wrong one or both of them. So here's my attempt at selecting the QR code. Click the little camera button on the right. And now you continue, and it tells you can unlock 600 game creations. So that's quite a few. So here's the main screen. Up on the top left, you click the avatar, and it shows you about you. Shows your games created, your friends. You can add friends. This certainly encourages other kids to participate. You can change your avatar. So going across the top, if you click on your username at the top, that'll show you your email address and your ability to log out. If you click on the mailbox, you'll see messages, or the home button will take you back to home. When you're ready to create a game, you're going to click the create button. And you'll see the different types of games that can be made. So here's one type. You can make mazes, like a Angry Birds type game, hole-in-one, like bricks. So you can make different types of game. I believe there's 7 in total. For our purposes, we're going to be making Get the Goal, which is the blue one. Here's another tutorial to show you how to draw it and what each of the colors does. Goals are blue. Those are things you want to get. Reds you want to stay away from. And purple are objects that you can move or use to help you get across through a barrier. When you're done, click on Ready. And take a picture of your hand-drawn game. So I'm just doing the one from the book. For this one, it was just a test game. You click Next. You make sure your picture's right. It gives you some examples of what not to do. Keep hitting the green Next, or you can retake the photo if necessary. And once you're properly positioned, you do Make My Game. And it will upload the picture and process it, and it will give you a functional game. You have green arrows for direction and a jump button, so you only have very simple controls. The 5 goals are the number of 5 blue objects. If you touch a red object, you die. So you can jump and double jump, get to the various goals. When you hit a purple object, they move. And you can use them to protect yourself or to jump on top of. And then there's usually a door, and for this game there's a door and exit. When you've won or at the end of the game, you can go ahead and give your game a name. And then you can go to home. In the center panel, you also have a game of the day that you can play. So you just click on that game. It will load. And you can see what other people have done. So here you see the red movable objects. If you touch it, it's going to die. You're going to die. And so that's what I learned there. There's the name of the game that the owner made. I'm going to try playing again. I figured out you need to have that purple cart to travel. This is sped up quickly, so I didn't play this fast. But I did use that cart, pushed it all the way through, helped me get over the fire. Yep, and then I did not figure out how to get out. I ended up terminating the game. I think it's because I missed the blue object up at the top. This is my first attempt at drawing my own game. I'm going to upload it to Pixicade. Here we are on the Pixicade home screen. I'm going to click Create to start the game. I'm going to click the blue Get the Goals because that's the type of game we're making. You can skip the tutorial if you want and click I'm ready when you're done. I'm now positioning my game, my sheet, and clicking the camera on the right when I'm done. I'm going to keep clicking the green Next once I make sure my picture meets the right criteria. I like the way how it has samples of what's not acceptable. It can take a minute or two for the game to load. It doesn't load as fast as it's displayed here. But when it's done, I'm pretty impressed. So the blue objects are the things you want to get. You want to jump over and avoid the red. I did learn that a very steep angle is a very slow process to get up. And so if you want to put that in intentionally as a barrier, you can, but otherwise I think I'll go not as deep. And if you click red, you die. So this was after several attempts. This is the first time I've actually made it all the way through the game. You may notice a couple of fires missing from the bottom stretch because I didn't allow enough headroom to jump over the game or over the fire. And so I like the purple objects. The physics are quite good. The purple objects can be used to hide the danger. You can also use them to plug a hole so you can jump a gap or have something walk across on a gap, that is. And you do have to make sure your avatar clears. And then you can name the game at the end. So we have effectively gone over the first few pages of Pixicade Book 1. I like the way it gives you the ability to create simple drawings that anybody can create. I like that they give you sample games that you can upload and play. Here's the first page with my first attempt, and I would call it success. A success in that I had fun doing it, and it was a challenge to play. It was very interesting. And I like that they give you, on the back of each page, they give you information on how to improve your game. And then they give you a page to try your own game. Again, you have the ability to draw your own avatars. And here's a sample game that you can play. In the first book, there's more sample games than in the other books. But here's another one. And then again, there's the things on how to help your game become better. as well as a blank page. So the first book is pretty basic, and it's to help you learn the game better. Second book becomes more complex. It shows you additional game styles. So here's the maze, and then a place for you to make a maze, as well as some sample mazes. And here's like another game type and the instructions on how to make it. So I like the simple instructions. I like that it gives you some examples that you can try out as well as make your own. The third book is even more complex and helps you make your games even bigger and better. Still showing you how to do different styles of game, like here's the paddle battle, as well as a paddle game to try. Again, some samples, and then a place to try it. In conclusion, I think this is a great game for a good value. I think the recommended ages on the box is appropriate. I can see 10-year-olds and up having a great time with this, and even 6-year-olds and up with some help. If you give it enough supplies, there's no additional fees that I can see in the app. The only additional fee would be if you wanted to buy more boxes or QR codes from the website. I think this is a great gift for birthday or Christmas, and thank you for watching this video.